Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the inside. I know we're not outside doing some cultural stuff today, just because the weather has been quite frightful these last few days, around -10 or so. Kind of makes it hard to go outside. Case in point, my pipes froze the other day, so that sucked. Instead of freezing outside and showing off another cultural event, and I promise you we will go outside to show off some more Seoul stuff. Today I figured why not show off a couple different food items that really warm you up in Korea. Like this is the food that people will eat out on the streets, or maybe at home, like I am. Bring the food home and eat it at home when you're just kind of feeling chilly and you want some good soul food. You want some good heartful soul food for the winter. Also, due to COVID restrictions, it's getting harder to go out too. So I think we're just playing it safer by being inside today. Did go out and got this bounty of food that you see before me. We have a lot of different stuff. This is kind of really cool that we're able to get the sticks, even though usually they don't let you get the sticks like to take at home. So this was very cool. So I'll just go over all the different types of foods and show them off for you guys. So one of my favorites, these little fishy breads, or 붕어빵, are very, very cool. They just got the fish shape to them, and we have a couple different flavors. This is the custard cream. We have this pink looking one, which is the goguma flavor, or sweet potato flavor. And then we have the classic one. Don't break off. This is the red bean. This is the more classic 붕어빵 that you'll find. Typically, you'll find these two. Most stands will sell the red bean or custard one. I haven't seen the sweet potato one too often, but that one's pretty cool. And then we have the keranpang, which is also one of my favorites. It's just, everything is so good. This is literally like a sweet bread, almost like cornbread flavor with egg yolk inside. Now, some places will actually have like bacon wrapped around it, which is, amazing because everything is good with bacon, but it depends. Average, just this kind of bread. Now, this big green looking pancake, don't be afraid, this is so delicious. This is hotteok. Hotteok is like a Korean pancake, but inside is brown sugar that has been melted essentially inside of the dough, and usually mixed with some pumpkin seeds or some other variety of seeds. So it's a little healthy, I guess, right? But it's deep fried in oil, so it kind of counteracts that. Now the hoppang, or kind of just like bread, hot bread. These are a staple that you can find everywhere. You can find these in convenience stores, E-Mart, Lotte Mart. These are like, you can pick them up anywhere. I haven't seen any stands that actually sell these. These are usually sold only at convenience stores. These days, because of the coronavirus, not too many places are selling them fresh. They used to sell them fresh in like a rotating glass mechanism to keep them warm throughout the day. But you can buy them in the fridge. They are in the fridge, and you can buy them to heat up at home. This orange one is the pizza flavor, which is one of my favorites. They have a couple of usual flavors, which is the red bean classic one, yache, which is just like mixed vegetables with meat. Pizza is now, I think, a regular. And then you have some very unique ones as well that maybe I'll show off at some point or not. Next, we have this very strange kind of intestine-like thing. Don't be scared. Again, this is fish cake. This is omu or odeng. This is just fish cake, just a large piece of fish cake that is sitting in a kind of broth, very delicious broth. And next to it, we have the tteokbokki, which I've shown off before. This is a Korean staple. Like, you cannot go anywhere without eating this stuff in winter. It's just it's so good. The steam that comes off from these stands, the smell, it's indescribable. The feeling that you get, and it's almost impossible to not stop by and get something. About 3,000 won or so for about a small plate, not usually this kind of box. Today we have garudeok, which is long top, like a long piece of rice cake. Usually when you get tteokbokki, it's a smaller cut. I mean, it's the same rice cake. It's just that usually they cut it up in, like, I guess normal tteokbokki, but this is a variation where they don't cut it and you just have the longer tteok. So today we're just kind of going to show off the different ones and show you what they look like inside and taste like. So I'm going to start with the bungeoppang, the red bean bungeoppang. Might be hard to show you. There you go. Red bean, classic, delicious, very sweet. I mean, the bread itself is crunchy, light, and very sweet inside red bean paste. And it's not a smooth texture. You can kind of taste the beans, usually the texture of the beans. Very, very nice. Next, we'll move on to the custard one. I like this one came out pretty well. Usually they have like a little machine that is shaped like the fish, and they pre-mix their batter. They put in the batter and then they put in whatever they're going to put inside, put more batter on top, and then cover it and kind of like flip it. It's a very cool machine. If you see the stands, they have like one circle machine that has 6 or 7 different shapes or cutouts for these, and then they're just flipping them very quickly if they have a lot of business. It's very cool. Give a little kiss to the fish. There you go. That is a cream custard. So good. We got these a little earlier on. We had to walk a lot to get a lot of these ingredients because they're not all in the same place, so they're a little cold now, but they're still good. If you've had custard, it's custard flavor. So if you're not a big fan of red bean or too scared to try red bean, I recommend the custard. It's very good. Let's get into the sweet potato. A purple look inside. Very, very good. If you like sweet potato, I think this one will be a hit for you. Very, very nice sweet potato flavor. All right, moving on. Let's dig into our keronpang. I love this. It's so good. This is probably one of my favorites. I think these go for about 2,001 per, or maybe 2,001 for 2. I didn't mention, but the bungeoppang usually it's around 2,001 or 3,001. Again, depends on the place, but it's 2,000 or 3,001 for like 3 or 4 of them. So you're not just getting one. You usually get a bag of them. And I think most places, most stands really, they won't sell you just one. They usually always sell you a bag of them. So if you don't feel like you can eat 3 or 4 of these, just give them to your friends to share, or coworkers, or save them for later if you really want to. That's what I recommend. All right, now the hotteok. Hotteok is also, everything is so good. I keep saying so good and delicious, but they really are. They're really absolutely amazing. I squeeze that out. There you go. Hotteok is the sweetest out of all these. Because you can see it's still got that melted brown it's just pure brown sugar. There's not much else in here really. It's just kind of a sweet dough with melted brown sugar and some seeds in there, fried in oil. So really this is probably one of the most amazing things to eat. This one would be best as just a dessert, really. And the cool thing about hotteok is you can actually buy a pre-made mix here in Korea too. So they sell pre-made mixes that you can make at home.
if you want to make these at home for yourself. So I've never made one myself. Maybe at some point I will. The bungeoppang, they don't really have kits for these, but they do sell the machine, like a very small version of it, to make these home, or you can buy them frozen. I know that they sell these frozen that you can reheat at home later on. All right, let's move on to the oppang, which is the pizza one. Big bite for you guys. I wouldn't say it has a pizza flavor. It's definitely a good flavor. The major company that makes these is Samlip. They're pretty much the ones in charge of making hoppang for the entire country. I have not seen any hoppang made by any other company in Korea. Maybe there are, but I've only ever seen Samlip make these. And an important thing to note, these hoppang, you can only get them in the winter season, fall/winter season. After that, they don't sell them anymore. They do not sell the hoppang after a certain period of time. I believe it's just because it's the feeling of warmth and wanting to eat a hoppang during the cold season, and many people probably aren't as interested to eat it during the spring and summer seasons. I, for one, would eat it any season, so Samlip, if you're watching this, please sell it all year. I will buy it. I will absolutely buy these all the time because they're a great breakfast. I have like 2 of these sometimes for breakfast or like a snack. It's so good. But I'm just one man who loves hoppang and loves to try all the different flavors. All right, next, let's move on to our odang. Our odang is our little fish cake here. And again, you just dig in. Not much to it. If you've had tteokbokki, in tteokbokki usually they'll have fish cakes. And this tteokbokki that we bought, they don't actually have any fish cakes. But if you just want a nice large piece of fish cake, odang is the way to go. Especially again, the soup or the broth is absolutely amazing. Oh, that broth is very nice. It's so good. It's kind of the main reason I'll eat odang is because of the broth. Now, also with the odang, this is the natural or normal flavor. You can buy like sometimes like a spicy or tteokbokki version of the odang. Like they have the normal kind of odang, but then it's covered with kind of rich red sauce like this. They have some variety for the odang as well. So if you're not a big fan of the fishy flavor, I would recommend trying maybe the spicy one, and I think it kind of gets rid of the spicy flavor a little bit. I personally like the spicy one a lot more than the regular one because it adds a lot more depth to it as well. And then last but not least, we have our kartteok, which is this long dok. And I've eaten tteokbokki on before, so you guys are familiar with it. Tteokbokki, still so good. If I had to choose one between all of these, like if I can only eat that, or like my favorite 1 or 2 out of all of these, it's really hard because all of these are so good. I think I'd have to go with hoppang because I probably could do advertisement for Samlip because I really enjoy hoppangs. I like the normal one. I like the pizza one. I don't really like the red bean one too much. But I've tried almost all of their unique flavors. So number 1 I think would be the hoppang. As for like a number 2, it's really so hard because they're all amazing. I think I might have to go with either bungeoppang or hotdog. They're very close, very close. The only reason I don't say the keranpang is because I would have liked it better if it was a soft-boiled egg as opposed to a hard-boiled egg. I know that's pretty hard to do,
or if it's bacon wrapped. The bacon wrapped one, that's probably the best one to go. But I wanted to show off, if you guys ever come to Seoul or Korea in winter, or you're just in Korea and it's winter time, I highly recommend eating one of these dishes or all of them, because when it's a cold winter day, nothing beats like a hopang, pungapong, hotdog, oden, tteokbokki. Like, you can also, I mentioned all these are really cheap. So you can hit up different stands and have a full meal for under like 10,000 won or under man. The only exception is the hopang. Hopang is a little pricey, and again, you're not going to find these in stands, only convenience stores and like marts, and they usually come in a bag of 4 for about, I think, 5 or 6,000 won. So they're a little pricey, but again, these are in fall/winter time event only. So if you want to get your hands on these, and they have so many flavors. They have like a chocolate mint. I've seen jjajangmyeon, burdak jjajangmyeon. They like have a ridiculous amount of flavors that you can try from and find what you like. So I hope you guys like this video of all the different foods we have here. We're gonna go ahead and finish these because it's so good. I'm hungry and I want to eat some Seoul food. But I wanted to show off just winter food that you guys can eat in Korea when you maybe someday come here and visit. Or if you're already here and you haven't tried these, now's your time. It's winter time. It's cold. Grab some of this food. And yeah, again, thank you guys for watching so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for the subscribes, the likes, the love, all of that. Hope you guys stay warm this year. Stay safe and have it's a belated Merry Christmas and a future Happy New Year. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next year for another amazing video on Seoul Lovin' Channel. Peace.